Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and okay, Avengers Doomsday, we know it's been filming. It's been filming since April. It doesn't have a completed script, doesn't even have its full cast yet, and half the cast that are in it are saying right now, well, as far as we know, we've wrapped our filming scenes, but we're not 100% sure because there's no full script. Well, it sounds like things are even more chaotic behind the scenes, because apparently there is absolute strife going on behind the scenes, including ego clashes and demands for reshoots. And we're going to have a look at this because this thing is already going to struggle if they've been filming it with no script and stuff like that, to now the fact that all of this crap is starting to happen behind the scenes. Yeah, that spells disaster. And the fact that, and it's a big person who's calling for reshoots already, yeah, that's going to run the budget up, and this ain't good. And apparently there's already reshoots scheduled, and they are long. As we said, the standard for your normal reshoots would be between a week and 2 weeks. They're already scheduling over 3 weeks. That's not good. But let's have a look anyway at what this is all about. So it's saying filming has been underway on Avengers Doomsday in the UK since April. And while things have been fairly quiet over the past few weeks, the set photos ceased when shooting moved indoors. That doesn't mean everything is running smoothly behind the scenes. Now, just before I go on as well, a lot of the set photos that were coming out were fake. They had images of, I think, who was it? Was it Doctor Doom and I think Spider-Man or someone like that? It wasn't real. It was, what do you call it? AI. So anyway, this continues. During this week's episode of The Hot Mic, Jeff Snyder shared what he's been hearing about the Doomsday shoot, most notably in regard to star Robert Downey Jr. and what led to Marvel/Disney planning 3 weeks of reshoots. According to Snyder, the original plan was to use a stand-in for a lot of Downey's scenes, until the actor decided that it simply wasn't working out. What I want to know right there is, why did Disney and Marvel want to stand in for Downey Jr., especially if he was there? That makes no sense. But here's what Snyder was saying anyway. So he said they had a body double and a face double, and Robert would stand outside the scene reading the lines. And apparently after 2 or 3 weeks he said, "This isn't working. I want to shoot the whole thing with me in the suit." So again, before we go on, why is he there reading the lines while body doubles are standing there doing the work? Work that one out. So Snyder has also heard that a lot of testosterone and a lot of ego has resulted in some dysfunction on the Doomsday set. So he said, "The dysfunction I've heard about on set is second only to that of the Fast and the Furious movies. I mean, we mentioned the behind the scenes incident earlier this year that I didn't want to go into detail about, and someone probably made it sound more dramatic than it actually was. But yeah, I think, again, there's a lot of testosterone and a lot of ego on that set. A lot of people who think they know the best path. In the end, only one person's path matters, and that's actually Robert Downey Jr.'s path. At the end of the day, if RDJ felt the movie would be improved by him suiting up for these scenes himself, then so be it. Directors Joe and Anthony Russo and the Marvel/Disney higher-ups evidently agreed with him, and it's not as if a few weeks worth of additional photography is going to break the bank. Do you want to bet? As for the other stuff, well, no film set is without a bit of tension, but for what it's worth, we have heard that a clash between 2 particular actors became so heated that certain scenes involving their respective characters had to be altered or removed from the script entirely. What do you make of these rumors? Drop us a blah blah blah, whatever. And then it says when Doomsday and all that crap is meant to be coming out. So to sit here and try and say, hey look, tension, what's a movie set without a bit of tension? That's nothing. And then follow that up by saying, but we have heard that two actors have gotten so angry at each other that they've actually had to be separated, that their scenes have to be altered or completely removed. It's like, yeah, that's more than a little bit of tension. That's outright chaos happenings. So, again, you're hearing that there's actors actually butting heads. Who? Don't know, doesn't say here. Will we find out? Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. The fact that ego is taking over, and apparently Robert Downey Jr. is a part of that as well. You know, but we're also hearing that the egos really seem to be, it sounds like, I want my scenes to be more and stuff like this. I think this character should be more prominent. That's what that sounds like. But now the fact that as well, reshoots are already being scheduled in. And remember, and again, this article says, it's not going to break the bank, is it? 3 weeks? Yes, it will. Especially when you have an actor who you're paying over 100 million to be there. You now have to have him there for longer. Why? And I do have to ask this, why do you have a body double and a face double doing a scene with Robert Downey Jr. standing there reading the lines? Why wasn't he in the suit in the first place? That makes no sense to me. I cannot wrap my head around that. That is idiotic. What are you doing? And how many more scenes have they done like this that Downey Jr. isn't actually in the suit? And will they have to go back and rework that? How many other actors have they had in the suits that weren't the main actor that they may have to go back and reshoot? And keep in mind, again, they're saying this won't break the bank. They're reshooting stuff for a movie that doesn't have a finished script, which means however the movie ends up ending, what they're shooting now may not relate to what ends up being in the movie, and they may have to go back and change it again. So I cannot figure out why they're shooting scenes with the actor there but not using him, using doubles. I cannot figure that out. And the fact that they let it go for 3 weeks, what did they say, between 2 and 3 weeks before Downey Jr. himself was like, yeah, look, this isn't working, so just suit me up and put me actually in the scene. That is beyond ridiculous. And it just really shows you how and why Marvel are letting their budgets explode to such ridiculous heights if this is what they're doing. So they're the architect of their own destruction, really. To go, hey, yeah, let's start filming with no full cast, no full script. Then we'll schedule in some reshoots. Let's do scenes with the actor standing there, but let's not actually use the actor for the scene. Let's use doubles. Just have him there reading the lines. Oh no, oh great, now we have to put him in the suit and reshoot the whole thing. What a mess. And if this is the type of work that's starting to come out, I'm sure a hell of a lot more stuff over the next coming weeks, months and whatnot are going to start coming out. And this thing could be in serious trouble. By the way, do I think it makes that date of next year by the end of 2026? No, not a hope. I think this thing gets bumped from December of 2026 to sometime early 2027. I do not think this thing is making that. But who knows? So let us know what you think of all this situation. Are you surprised to hear kind of the ego clash and all of this stuff? What's your take on the idea of let's use body and face doubles but have the actor read the lines? Well, yeah, I cannot figure that one out. Let us know what you think of it. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share and subscribe. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.